Now we are going to discuss something very interesting, that is biofortification. Now biofortification is actually the breeding of crops to increase their nutritional value. So when the crops are growing in the fields, then the strategy, that is breeding, that we do so that the nutritional value of the crops is increased in the fields only while they are growing, that is known as biofortification. So this can be done either of the two ways, by conventional selective breeding or through genetic engineering. Alright, so these are the two ways by which we can do breeding and increase the nutritional value of the crops. One way is by conventional selective breeding and the other way is by genetic engineering. Now, biofortification differs from ordinary fortification. How? Because in case of ordinary fortification, we talk about adding nutrition to the food after it is being processed, right? But biofortification means it focuses on making the plant foods more nutritious as the plants are growing rather than having nutrients added to the foods when they are being processed, right? So I hope you are getting this. What is the difference between biofortification and fortification? Fortification means we are going to add nutrition to the food when the food is being processed, means when the food is at the processing stage. But in case of biofortification, we are increasing the nutritional value when the plants are growing in the fields. And how do we do this? We do this by using two ways. One way is by using conventional selective breeding and other is through genetic engineering. So let's discuss this. So biofortification is seen as an upcoming strategy for dealing with deficiencies of micronutrients in the developing world. So the micronutrients that are deficient today in the crops that we eat, that deficiency can be removed by using these biofortified crops. So in the case of iron, WHO estimated that biofortification could help curing the 2 billion people suffering from iron deficiency induced anemia. So this is how biofortification can actually help eradicating the deficiency of the micronutrients. Then the first technique, that is selective breeding. By using this method of selective breeding, plant breeders search seed or germplasm banks for existing varieties of crops which are naturally high in nutrients. So as we have discussed, in case of the procedure that was there for plant breeding or for hybridization or for developing new varieties, first of all we need to have germplasm banks where we are going to collect all the genes, all the alleles, right? So plant breeders search for seed or germplasm banks for existing variety of crops which are naturally high in nutrients. Because our main focus in case of biofortification is that we need to have those crops that have more nutritional value. And how this is going to happen? This is going to happen in the case when we are going to have those varieties of crops which are naturally high in nutrients. Then they crossbreed these high nutrient varieties with high yielding varieties of crops to provide a seed with high yields and increased nutritional value. So crossbreeding is done so that we can have all the superior traits. We can have high nutritional value also and we can have high yield also, means more production also. This is how after that crossbreeding is done. Then crops must be bred with sufficient amounts of nutrients to have a measurable positive impact on human health. Now, what do we want? We want that the crop should have sufficient nutrient amount so that positive impact on human health can be seen when we are going to consume those crops. So as such, they must be developed with the involvement of nutritionists who study whether the consumers of the improved crop can absorb the extra nutrients and extent to which storage, processing and cooking of the crops affect their available nutrient levels. So after that, what is the work of a research scientist? He is going to study that the nutrients that are there in the crop, what happens to those nutrients during storage, during processing, during cooking, right? So what is the available nutrient levels after these processing techniques? So bred wheat with high grain, iron and zinc, it has also been developed, and there is an NGO that is known as Harvest Plus. It is playing a major role in the development of biofortified crops, primarily using conventional breeding techniques, and have not yet spent more than 15% of their research budget on genetically modified crops when conventional methods fail to meet nutritional requirements. So this NGO, that is Harvest Plus, it is using conventional breeding techniques majorly to produce biofortified crops. So biofortified crops have increased their value because they are providing more nutrition to all of you, right? Next, we have the next strategy, that is by genetic modification, by genetic engineering. The major example of genetic engineered crop that is biofortified is golden rice. So golden rice is genetically modified crop developed for its nutritional value. And what is its nutritional value? The latest version of golden rice contains genes from a common soil bacterium, that is Erwinia and maize, and it contains increased levels of beta carotene. Now why this beta carotene has high nutritional value? Because when you take it, then this beta carotene can be converted into vitamin A. So vitamin A deficiency can be cured by consuming golden rice. Why? Because golden rice is rich in beta carotene, and beta carotene gets converted into vitamin A when you consume it. So golden rice is being developed as a potential new way to address vitamin A deficiency. So it is being developed as a potential new way to address vitamin A deficiency, right? So as a whole, genetic modification and what we have discussed, that is selective breeding, these are the two ways, two methods by which we are actually doing biofortification. And biofortification is going to increase in food production, also has a major role to play, because it is also going to eradicate what? It is going to eradicate the deficient micronutrients. So deficient diseases can be treated by taking these biofortified crops, and since we are doing selective breeding also, we are doing genetic modification also, then we are also aiming to have more higher yield. By crossbreeding those crops, we are going to have more nutritional value plus higher yield. So biofortification is a way by which we are getting dual benefits. One is we are going to increase the nutritional value of the crops. Secondly, we are going to increase the yield of the crops.